Good morning and welcome to yet another episode of the Arlington Experience with Jim Ross. I'm Jim Ross. We are sitting here in the middle of downtown Arlington at one of the coolest hip places. I don't know if hip is even a word we use anymore because I'm an old guy, but this is for me a cool hip place, Inclusion Coffee, right in the heart of downtown at the corner of Center and Abram. I'm sitting here with Josh Moore. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing well.
And Patrick, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
So, Josh, you own this place.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world did you get into the coffee business? And more importantly, how did you come to downtown?
So I got in the coffee business by going to a local coffee shop, Buongiorno Coffee. It's over in Grapevine, and I applied. At the time, I didn't even like coffee. This is over 10 years ago. But I did intentionally apply there and a couple other places because I wanted to work for an independent coffee shop where I knew I'd be working with the owner because I wanted to learn the business. And I was upfront about that, and I did. I got a chance to learn the business. I eventually became the general manager of that company. We opened more locations. I got to become a roaster, which is fantastic, a lot of fun, learn all about coffee. And then eventually I branched out into doing my own thing. I'm still good friends with them, and here we are to Inclusion Coffee.
This character over here, Patrick, who seems like a pretty fun guy, he's been with you for a day or two, hasn't he?
Yeah, actually, I met Patrick here because I was up here by myself. I was painting on a scissor lift all the way up on the ceiling, and I look down and I see somebody looking in the window like this. I'm like, oh, maybe he wants something. And if I saw someone, I'd usually go out and talk and just tell them what we're about, what's going on. And so I start coming down on the scissor lift, and he doesn't like it when I tell this story.
No,
but, all right, cool.
Go for it.
So anyway, yeah, so he sees me coming down. He's like, oh, and he walks away. I'm like, this doesn't want anything. So I go back up and paint some more, and then I look down again, and I see him. He's over here in this corner, right here, where the brick and the glass meet, and he's peeking over, like he thinks I can't see him. His body's hidden by the brick, and he's just barely peeking over. So I come down. I think this time he couldn't see me very well because of the glare.
I was seeing if you had coffee ready for me.
No.
But he didn't.
No, a long way away from coffee. But anyway, so he saw me, and I was waving him over, and he's like, oh, caught me. And so he comes over and start talking, and anyway, he's like, yeah, I just saw that you're building a shop, and I've been coming to this corner thinking for a while that there should be a coffee shop here. So I wanted to know if you needed help. And I said, well, do you know how to paint? That's what I'm doing right now. And he said, yeah, I can paint. And so I said, all right, 6:30 tomorrow morning, let's get started. And he's been showing up ever since.
Outstanding. So when did you open this place?
We opened last April, so it's been almost a year.
Last April.
Yeah, right in the middle of it all. When we first opened, we weren't allowed to let people come in and stay. They could just come in, order, and then they had to leave. Slowly, we were able to allow more people in, and then eventually come in and stay and hang out, and that's been wonderful.
So you weren't making a whole lot of money, is that safe to say, when you first opened this place?
No, definitely not. Not that first month.
How did you survive? How did you survive with having almost no business?
Well,
here?
I'll be honest. I was upfront with employees saying, hey, guys, I'm just going to be upfront. I'm probably not going to be able to pay you as much as I want to pay you. I said, I can guarantee you this amount no matter what. And my goal is to get us to this amount. And then they were very gracious with me to let me, actually I just announced to everybody, hey, I gave everybody a raise. Yeah, we're doing better now. We're finally at that time. They were very happy about that. And the community also supported us a lot too. Not quite half, but a large percentage of what the baristas here makes is just from customer tips.
Wow.
So
Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Josh says, come on in here and paint with me.
Yeah.
And you start painting, this place gets opened, and you don't leave. You're still here working
Still
today.
here. Yes, sir.
What is special about this place? What made you want to stick through all this pandemic, stick through not getting paid as much as you were hoping to?
Yeah.
What makes this place so special?
Yeah, my story is kind of like Josh's, how he got into coffee, the same way I got into coffee. I just want to learn and eventually open my own shop. So it's all about the entrepreneurship, and Josh is a great teacher. So it's all, for me, learning.
Right.
So
where'd you come up with this name, Inclusion?
Well, first of all, I don't feel like I'm a very good teacher. I feel like I'm very much yeah, there's a lot to learn. I'm going to throw you over there so you can go learn all that stuff. But I wish I could be a better teacher, to be honest. But back to your question, how I came up with that name. So I was sitting around with friends and I was building the business plan, and I was like, well, I got to have a name so I can start branding it. And I was describing, like, I just want a name that when people like see it and they walk in, they just know that they're welcome no matter who they are, where they come from, what they're about, and just wanted to feel that like intensely. And then I was like, I just want it to be like just a really inclusive place. And they're like, why don't you just call it that? And I was like, inclusive coffee. It just didn't have a good ring to it. So I was like, inclusion coffee. I like the ring of that better. And honestly, once I landed on that name, I kind of felt, I don't really want to name it that because I feel like it's a little self-serving. It's like, it's one of those things that it should go without saying. And I was taking a shower thinking about it, and I'm like, and a statement hit me. Some things that should go without saying need to be said the most. And the best example I have is it's like your kids. They need to hear every day that they're loved, that you love them, but it should go without saying. But they still need to hear it every day. And
Wow.
so I think it's one of those things that we need to be saying as much as possible, even though it should go without saying. I've worked with different coffee shops as a consultant, and I would always tell them, if you don't have comfortable seating and outlets, people, when they come in, they get the impression that you want them to just buy their coffee and leave. If you put a lot of outlets and comfortable seating, you give them the impression, we want you to come in and hang out and get to know us. And so that's why we put that here. And we have a lot of space, which we were planning to honestly pack a lot more tables in here, but then COVID happened, so we spread them all out, which is a big advantage for us as it turned out as well.
We're sitting here on the day that Governor Abbott has said this state is now opened back up 100%. There is no longer a state mandate for masks, and there's no longer a restriction on occupancy or how many people can be in here,
Right.
but we're all wearing masks.
Correct.
As a business owner, do you still encourage people to be safe when they come in here?
Well, I didn't brush my teeth this morning, so I'm doing it. That's the best way to get people to social distances. Don't take a shower and don't
take
brush
a
your
shower,
teeth.
don't
They
brush
won't
teeth.
get near you. To be more clear, he didn't completely just say we're not going to wear masks. He said I'm leaving it up to the businesses
That's
to make
right.
a choice for themselves.
That's right.
And so I appreciated that he made that in his statement, because I think for us, it's our responsibility to our customers to help them feel safe and to be safe. And we felt like, we said this on our Instagram, we felt like it was a fair compromise for the status quo of not having to wear it while you're sitting at a table and just wearing it while you're up and about.
Yeah.
To be respectful to your neighbor.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all like there's no tomorrow. Inclusion Coffee brings everybody together, and I love the concept that you are including everybody from all walks of life, all ethnicities. This is in central downtown Arlington, right in the heart of everything here. Walking distance to UTA. You have apartments that are above you that are brand new, beautiful places. Folks, let me tell you something. If you want some tremendously good coffee and an atmosphere that is so cool and hip that you can just sit here and do your work and drink some coffee or socialize with friends, get over here to Abrams and Center Street at Inclusion Coffee. You won't regret it. And until next time, God bless, and we'll see you on the next episode.